Want a faster and better way to enjoy your entertainment at home and on the go? Take the Xfinity X1 Challenge and see how your service stacks up at Xfinity.com/challenge. Or for a great offer, call 1-800-XFINITY or click today. Restrictions apply.
Whoa. Why y'all so happy?
You don't know? Charvette Mitchell is on the radio.
It's time to get motivated, excited, and influenced. Why? It's the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show, live from Richmond, Virginia. And now, here to motivate, excite, and influence you, Charvette Mitchell.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show, broadcasting from the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, but heard all across the world, the wide web. Hey, dolls, hey, gents, thank you so much for tuning in and checking us out here for another phenomenal show. I am telling you what, listen, the virtual studio is lit today. I am telling you, both of my guests are dynamic, are phenomenal, so you do not want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. Listen, jump on Twitter. Tell them what you're listening to. Send them over to Charvette.com. Jump on Instagram. Tell them what you're listening to. Jump on Facebook. Tell them what you're listening to. Listen, you got time to jump on Periscope real quick and do a Periscope Live and jump on and tell them to check out the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. We're excited to be with you all today. And listen, let me tell you about my guest who I actually have hanging out in the virtual green room. I'm going to be bringing up to the mic. We're kicking off the top of the hour with the platform builder herself, Dr. Renee Sunday. OMG. Listen, she's the host of Good Deeds Radio and TV show. She's known as the platform builder. She's a grief and loss specialist, a group counselor. Oh, my goodness, a motivational and inspirational coach and speaker. She's a publisher. She's an author, and she's an anesthesiologist. So you all know we got to talk to her to figure out how she's able to manage all of that. So we are excited to be kicking the top of the show out with Dr. Renee Sunday. Dr. Renee Sunday joining us. And then we roll into our second segment, which, of course, we want you to stick around for. I have 12-year-old motivational speaker Elijah Coles. Oh, my goodness. He spoke at the 2016 Democratic National Convention by way of Skype for the Richmond, Virginia Watch Party. So if you were watching the Democratic National Convention on your TV, you saw him. Elijah Coles got an opportunity to speak at the Richmond Watch Party. But listen, he has been doing a whole lot. He has spoken at places like the National Society of Black Engineers Convention, the Children's Museum of Richmond, the Virginia Executive Mansion, and the list goes on. He participated in a James Brown play entitled I'm Black and I'm Proud, the soul and spirit of James Brown. He's been featured in the Richmond Free Press as Personality of the Week, and we are excited to feature this 12-year-old motivational speaker and learn more about him and hear all of that. So, listen, I know you are ready to jump right on in, and we see the tweets and all, Facebook and all coming on in. So thank you for all of those that are listening. Hey, that are listening in and joining us right now. So let's move right on in to our first segment. Again, Dr. Renee Sunday is joining us, the platform builder. Listen, she goes hard in the paint. Y'all, if y'all know what we're talking about, she goes hard in the paint. And I'm bringing up to the mic right now, Dr. Renee Sunday. Welcome to the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show.
Hi, I'm here. Thank you so much, Charvette. You're just amazing. I just love your energy. That just makes me go to a whole nother level.
All right. Listen, let's go to another level. Oh, my goodness. So I certainly just touched on your accolades and all the things you can do and have done. Let's let our listeners just learn a little bit about you. How did all of this start for you? Like, what was first?
Well, now that's a good question. Just to say this, I really thank you so much for your platform. I just thank you so much for you being in your purpose, because when you're in your purpose, I can be in my purpose as well. But, it was so funny. We look back at our pictures of our family, my mom and dad and my inner circle is on the line now listening. But my mom and dad, when I was 18 months old, we took a picture. You know how they go to the pictures, they come to the different churches and they take the back then black and white pictures. But, don't say I'm old. I'm just, I'm not there. I'm still mature, young. But, they took a picture of me and, we didn't have cell phones that popular then, but they took a picture of me with a phone in my hand. And we looked back and we said, Lord, my parents already knew that I would end up where I am now. So I actually inspired. I was an anesthesiologist now for about 15 years. I followed in the footsteps of my sister. She's a physician as well, but family practice. But, I was that nagging sister, okay, that actually went wherever she went. When she graduated from high school, I was graduating. She was graduating from college, rather. I was graduating from high school. So we were always 4 years behind. So I was always that nagging person. But I didn't want to put patients in the hospital, Charbet. I kind of went to this program. And I tell people, go to these summer programs, go to the mentorship programs, go to these internships. And that's how I was paired with an anesthesiologist. And then I did, like I said, I've been doing anesthesia 15 years. But my 13th year, I thought that this was my purpose. But guess what? It wasn't. I lost my job not once, but twice. The second time I went from 6 figures to zero in one day, Charbet. Not just over a year, but in one day. And so that's how I kind of ended up doing anesthesia part-time. And then in 2011, I know that was a hard time for all of us. But my brother actually passed in April of that year. And to help me with my grief, to get me through the grieving process of it, I started journaling. And, that's a very good thing for all of us to do when we're in difficult situations. But guess what? After I wrote that book, I had to market it. And so I had to market the book, and that's how I became, a social media person. Because back then, physicians, we was not on social media because, of course, we took the oath that we can't say things, and you don't want to say things about your patients anyway. But I had to market my book, and that's how I became part of the social media world, if you will. And then after that, people were saying, God, your posts are so motivational, so this. And I'm like, wow, okay. And so one lady inboxed me, and she asked me about Birmingham, because I'm originally from Birmingham, Alabama. And she said, you know what? You just sound so motivating and encouraging. And she actually gave me the awesome opportunity to be her co-host on her show. And so I did that for about a year, and now, I have my own platform, Good Deeds Radio and TV. So it kind of went around a merry-go-round a little bit, but, we know that I was on the potter's wheel. So I was being shapen and, until the diamond I am now, Charlotte.
What an amazing path. What an amazing path and journey. And do you feel now you are really walking in your purpose and your calling?
I really do. But you know what? Let me tell you, my mom and everybody tells me I've only tipped the iceberg. And I believe that because I never envisioned at all, Charbet. I'm a minister now, and I'm like, okay, Lord. So I'm actually a minister, and so many things have been coming into my mind and my spirit, and pretty much what I'm doing, I'm just I'm walking it out, like I say, on social media so much. But so I think I'm actually in my purpose, but I'm always a servant and open to change and to help people on any avenue that I have to and need to.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's I think that's a great posture to have, that you're open and ready for what is the next assignment. Oh, my goodness, if you just tuned in, hey, you're checking out the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show, broadcasting live from the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, but heard all across the World Wide Web. Hello to all those hanging out in the chat room. Hello to Carla R. Jenkins. Author Carla R. Jenkins is hanging out there. Thank you for all of those that are on the phone lines. We see you, those coming in from social media, from Hey Girl Hey, #Coaching with Vet Group, I'm giving y'all a shout-out. Hello, I'm waving virtually. Thank you for joining us. We're here with Dr. Renee Sunday. Oh, my goodness, certainly someone to follow and to virtually mentor with, I'm telling you. Okay, so let's talk about the books. And you talked about journaling and how you started journaling really as an outlet, as a healing process. When did you say, okay, now I need to publish this because I need to get this out to the world?
Now, that's a good question, Charvette. What happened was I took a class, and it's amazing, not doing a plug, but the continuing education classes that you can take in your community. Usually they, very economical, but I took that course, and actually one of the courses, it was named How to Publish Your First Book. And lo and behold, our first assignment, the first day you stepped in the class, it had been a while since I've been in the class, like 13 years, but, a real physical class. And the first assignment was write a 900-word essay or something that's real close to you. And the first thing I thought of was my brother. And so I wrote about the journey, of us losing him and what the family went through and how our family had to bond together and have that support from the family, the church, the community. And so what I ended up doing, that was the first article. And then the teacher, lo and behold, the teacher was the editor of the local newspaper. And so I ended up writing every week in the newspaper. And my classmates, and they said, you know what, you got to put this in a book. And I let one of my real good friends read it, and her mom had passed away about 10 years prior. And she just called and cried and cried and cried. She said, oh, my God, I am not weird. That's her exact word. Because people think the things that you go through, you think you're on your own. So anyway, long story short, that started my journey of actually writing and putting it together, all the things that I had written on paper, on napkins, to put it together in a book format. And then people say, you know what, we just love your name, and we just, people told me that it won't be my first book. And so that's how we actually, with that first book, we established a publishing company as well.
Wow. Okay. And so now we are here, actually hot off the press. As of today, your newest project, Manifestations Now. And you got to tell us about this. And the foreword by evangelist Jacqueline Carr. So we certainly, Radio World, know her. So talk a little bit about this newest work, hot off the press.
Well, Charvette, that's amazing. Thank you. But let me give you some, how we as authors, we got to do a little backstory. Let's do that. That writing a book, I tell you, and I'm a publisher, author, speaker, that's the easy part. The easy part is writing the book. You got to make sure you market it. You got to make sure you actually be able to speak to your audience. And so what happened, I ended up was trying to speak on grief. The name of the book is Sunday Grief MD, but people didn't want to hear about grief, Charvette. But as soon as I said what to do when you go from six figures to zero in one day, people love that. So that actually opened up my whole world in regards to speaking and all different, not just in the churches, but the organizations, the colleges, even the high school kids want to know, well, what you do when you lose six figures in one day? And so that's what happened. And then I said, okay, when my brother passed, that was part of the Sunday grief. But then when I lost a job, and then when I got in the media, I said, you know what? What did I do in all of these difficult situations? What do I do every day? And that's what I do. I believe, I trust, and I walk out. And I walk out my destiny. Yeah. So that's where the name of the book actually came from, Manifestations Now. And that is based on the, Hebrews 11:1, now faith. It's the substance. So that's what the now part, because we want results. I mean, that's what manifestations, that's what it is. It's getting results. And all of us want results. The world in general, Charvette, has lost hope. But no, you can get your results. You can get your manifestation, your dreams, your goals, your passion, and your destiny can come to pass. But the 3 things you got to do. You got to believe, you got to trust, and you have to walk it out, meaning you got to take some type of action. And really the reason we wanted to do the book is, one, to let people know that they're not alone. Because, again, the same thing for the first book. People thought, Charvette, that they were all alone when it came to grief, going through a difficult situation. And then number 2, we want them to use it as a tool that they're going to find themselves somewhere in there. We have 7 authors, Charvette, that we talk about, we go from bullying, we go from self-esteem, we go from domestic violence, we go from, 6 figures to 0 in one day. We go from all types of situations that everybody had, lose your car, lose your home, everything that people have gone through. We have that in the book. And I'm just so honored that I have the 7 ladies. Well, me making 7, but we have Brianna. She actually is a college student. So she could tell you from a young mind of what the millennial Charvette is going, what they're going through. She's speaking, to the masses for that. And then Nicole Bryant, she's coming from up north from the New York area. So she's saying why are we going through these type of things? Why we have to go through this to get to our destiny. And then we have Miss Jamila, Monroe, and we have Trina Harding, Charlotte Ellis Carbert, and we have the awesome Sophia Samberger and myself. The thing about it is, Charvette, that it's time now for people to have results in their life. And so we wanted to come together to let you know that you already have it in you. Your goals and dreams are already inside. But we know it takes time, and you have to be on that potter's wheel, as we say, or be in that time of process, pretty much what we're saying. And then you got to pass through it, push through it. You got to push through whatever's going on. And you need to know who you are and know you will have ups and downs. You will get, Les Brown says, get the failures out the way. And so that's what we're telling people, that you will, unfortunately, have mistakes. But we learn from the mistakes, and you don't have to say, why me? You'll embrace what's going on, and you'll walk to your destiny.
All right, manifestations now. Believe, trust, and walk out your destiny by Sunday Publishing Company, Dr. Renee Sunday. And you pulled in some help. You said, I'm not just going to do this by myself. I'm going to have some other perspectives, some other vantage points, so that when people read the book, they can relate to something somewhere in the book. Is that an accurate statement?
That's exactly right. Exactly right. Yeah, because you will see yourself in one, and probably all of us, you'll see, can relate to the story.
Okay, and so how did evangelist Jacqueline Carr get connected with this book project?
Now, that's an awesome question. It's amazing how things come together, Charvette. What happened was we were looking, and we said, well, who can do the forward? Who can actually really tell us how we can have manifestations and how we can get results in our life? None other than someone that sings about it, that talks about it, that actually goes around internationally, all over the world, and talks about it and sings about it, because she truly does that. We're so happy about her. Everybody knows greater, because you want greater. And so that's right in her awesome new project that she's coming out with very soon here, probably within the next couple of days, that we actually have to have life, that we actually need to embrace the things that's going on in our life. So we actually reached out to her, and the thing that was so amazing, Charvette, about it was, I think I sent a 3-sentence email. And that's what I try to tell people when I do media coaching. You don't have to write a whole email, because really people, they may not open it if they can tell how long it is. They may actually may not even open if you have the wrong subject line. So we actually was very open, and a 3-sentence email. And guess what? They wrote back, Charvette, quickly, number 1, which was such an honor. And then number 2, I didn't even I told them what the name of the book, didn't say who was in the book. Only thing I said was, they wrote back. They actually wrote back and said they will be honored to be part of any project that I do. And I was like, wow. Because I didn't even tell them how many people was in the book. I didn't tell them when it was going to actually be published. I didn't even send them parts of the synopsis at that point. We did follow up with that information. But that was a learning lesson, and I try to tell people, don't barge people if with a lot of information. I mean, we want to be short and quick and to the point. And they have to receive that because they're busy. I mean, all of us have busy doing what our purpose is. And actually, the other amazing thing, Charvette, of course, we have to have deadlines. They actually superseded that deadline. They sent the forward back. It was already typed, already edited with her social media links, her pictures that we could use. All of that was sent back well before the deadline. And so it was just amazing and an honor for her to be part of the forward. And she actually does put it on her social media and all that. So it's just an honor because she actually really exemplifies that you can have results in your life, but you have to embrace it and realize that it's a journey that you have to go through.
All right, it's a journey, and that's favor. We got to also recognize that favor that's tied in there with that. And so tell listeners how they can get a hold and a copy of this book.
Well, the easiest way, you can, use our wonderful Google to find it. You can go to Amazon and type in Manifestations Now. But the easiest way, you can actually go to our website, which is www.reneesunday.com. And actually, up under our products, we have the other book, Sunday Grief MD. We have Manifestations Now book, and we also have the Manifestations Now apparel, which is a nice black and gold T-shirt because everybody wants to know wherever you go, they want to know how to get results. So you'll be actually showing it on your shirt saying manifestation is now, not tomorrow, not next year, it's right now.
It's right now. And when people experience manifestation, do you think that sometimes they take it for granted and they don't really recognize, like, things are manifesting all the time? Even it can be something small. Sometimes we look for only the great, big, gigantic things, but recognizing small manifestations, do you think that'll help people?
Well, yes, that's actually part of our description of the book. So you write on it, Charvette, so people can embrace that really manifestation results happen every second of the day. I mean, if you actually see a bird that's outside and the bird is at peace, that's telling you something. Because you're probably all upset, worried about this, stressed about this. That bird is telling you need to relax. You need to actually absorb the wonderful nature. And so I pray, my prayer is that people do embrace it, that they realize that what we're going through is actually makes us stronger. But if you think back at least a year, 5 years, 10 years, the things that you went through actually made you a better person. It actually made your character better. I know we don't want to admit that, but actually the things we go through, Les Brown also, and I love to refer to him, he always says pain equals your purpose. So if you think about it, the things that you've gone through, you can testify, you can witness, you can tell other people, and you can help them through that process. So that's our whole goal, is to impact people, to let them know that they can actually have results, their dreams, the things that keep you up at night. It actually can happen. Yeah, yes.
It can happen. And it can happen for you. It can happen for you. So Manifestations Now, pick it up. Listen, hot off the press. This is hot off the press. Like, this is something that just came out. So how exciting is that for us to be able to talk to you on one of the release dates? Because you're going to also have other releases with the digital version. Is that right?
Yes, the Kindle comes out September the 9th. And also, we actually have the official release is September 24th. We're having a book signing gala in Atlanta. We're having music giveaways. We have vendors, and we have an awesome 2-course. I mean, really, the chef has really went way out. Dinner. I mean, that they're gonna serve us. They're going to actually do everything for us that we can actually just sit down and relax and enjoy the great things that's on this earth, because it is good things on the earth. I mean, we may see a lot of things going in the media, etc., but yes, there's a lot of good things in life, especially this awesome platform and the people you have on this platform. There's a lot of amazing things that's happening in the world.
Absolutely. And listen, I like those events, too, where you don't have to be in the kitchen and dragging pots and pans and all. You can just show up and enjoy and let someone else do the work for you. That's my type of event. So my last question for you, the goal of my show is to motivate, excite, and influence, and we want to know what continues to motivate you.
Wow. That's important. Now, I have to say, I'm a true believer of God. That's always number one with me. And my family is very supportive. My parents, we grew up in Birmingham, Alabama, and we know of all the history that was in Birmingham, Alabama. My father is 83. My mom is 74. So they really are still moving around, getting it, as I say. They really are in their purpose. And so what I try to do is stay in check, as the kids say. I try to stay on point and to be in my purpose, because I'm celebrating them, because they've done so many things, to make the path for me and my brothers and sisters. So I just really, they really motivate me. But, of course, I have so many other people, Les Brown, Bishop T.D. Jakes, Pastor Clef O'Donnell, Pastor Daniel Edwards. It's so many people, Oprah Winfrey, Paula White, and of course, First Lady Michelle Obama and President Obama. Yeah, so it's a lot of things that actually people keep me in line to let me realize that I'm wonderfully made, that I can do whatever I put my mind to, and that I do have a calling, and I have a reason that I was created, and I have a reason that I'm still here on earth. So I try to keep it together, and then, the three things, I do it for sure. I believe, trust, and I walk out my destiny.
All right. From the voice of experience here on the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, Dr. Renee Sunday, listen, I'm going to just keep up with you on social media as we do, and I'm really excited I got a chance to, an opportunity to feature you here on the show.
Oh, well, thank you, and I really thank you for being in your purpose and the awesome, awesome things that you're doing as well. Thank you.
Praise God. Thank you. All right. Listeners, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to be back to our second segment. Listen, hello. I got to first say hello to all those that are joining us in the chat room, those that are on the phone lines. Hey, I see you. You guys are rolling right on in on the phone lines. We appreciate you listening in from Twitter. And if you're on Twitter, go ahead and follow me, twitter.com/Sharvette. If you're on Facebook, hey now, facebook.com/Sharvette. Hello, waving virtually to those that are listening in from a mobile app. That's just Sharvette. You can find that on your mobile device for free podcast download. And, of course, those that are listening from all of our broadcast stations, we appreciate you. So we're moving into our second segment right after this quick commercial break. I am excited to have 12-year-old Elijah Coles Brown joining us, motivational speaker. Listen, you have to hear from him in his own words about his life. You've seen him if you were watching the 2016 Democratic National Convention. He actually was on your TV screen during the Richmond Skype watch party. He Skyped in, and then he has been featured all over. He loves to volunteer. He's been in plays, and certainly speaker and motivating. And so I want to promote and lift up young leaders like this. So after this quick commercial break, we're going to be back live on air on the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show with Elijah Coles Brown. Don't you move. We'll be right back. Don't you go. Don't move. Well, I'll let you go get some. You can get some lemonade, and then you can come back. All right?
It's the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Sharvette will be back after this.
Introducing contemporary gospel artist Deani with the new hit debut single titled The Blood on Remare Records.
Though they slay me, crucify me, I have been washed in the blood I'm reading.
Purchase Deani's new hit single on iTunes Amazon in February. Once again, be sure to check out contemporary gospel artist Deani with the new hit debut single titled The Blood on Remir Records. Follow Deani on Twitter, Facebook by going online to DeaniMusic.com. That's spelled DeoniMusic.com. That's DeaniMusic.com.
Does your church or ministry have a website? Are you a local artist or author that has an established web presence? If you answered no to any of these questions, you're letting countless opportunities pass you by. Hi, I'm Charvette Mitchell. Mitchell Productions was created with your needs in mind. We will provide you with stylish and economical online marketing solutions. From email marketing to your own website, Mitchell Productions caters to ministries, nonprofits, small businesses, and special events. Check out our portfolio at mitchell-productions.com. In today's world, a website is not a luxury, it's a necessity. And Mitchell Productions can create your website in a stylish manner at a very economical price. Don't let business, customers, or new congregation members pass you by. Visit Mitchell Productions today at www.mitchell-productions.com. Let us showcase your organization to the world.
Diabetes is a killer. After I was diagnosed, I didn't feel sick, so I didn't listen to my doctor. Then it struck. I had a heart attack, then a stroke, and I was only 49.
2 out of 3 people with diabetes die from heart disease or stroke. Call 1-800-DIABETES for your free diabetes survival guide. Choose to live.
It's not too late. Don't let diabetes destroy your life.
A message from the American Diabetes Association and the American College of Cardiology.
She's here to motivate, excite, and influence you. She's Charvette Mitchell. It's the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show with in-depth interviews from today's leading authors, gospel artists, stars that you want to know about. And now, Charvette Mitchell.
All right, welcome back, and thank you so much for checking us out here on the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. Listen, we're moving right on into our second segment. My guest has been hanging out in the virtual green room, so hopefully Elijah enjoyed some virtual snacks while he's been hanging out in there, getting ready to come up to the mic to share with our audience. Certainly got to give a big shout-out to his mom, Brenda Coles. And so we're going now to the virtual green room to bring Elijah Coles-Brown on air now. Hi, you are live and on the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. How are you, Elijah?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am doing great. I'm excited to talk to you.
Thank you. I'm truly humbled to be amongst the esteemed guests that you've had on the show, and I'm very glad that I'm able to interviews.
Oh, wow, and I'm glad to add you to that list. I am glad to add you. So I just want to chat with you and let our listeners know a little bit about you. So
okay.
I have your information, and as far back as you can remember, when did you first start speaking and having an opportunity to speak in front of people?
Well, I first started speaking when I was in the 2nd and 3rd grade, and my teacher would give us public speaking lessons and, make us write speeches and give them out on a weekly basis. And after a while, I got used to this. And then my church asked me to do the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. speech, the full text, which is a 6-page speech. And I memorized it in 2 weeks. So after doing all this, I became very comfortable with public speaking. And that's when people started to ask me to come to their churches. And then people started asking me to speak for their organization.
Wow. Okay, so you learned a 6-page speech in 2 weeks. Was it easy?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
no,
you have a gift.
It was easy, but it wasn't easy at the same time because you have to dedicate. I had to dedicate those entire 2 weeks to nothing but study. And I couldn't do anything else but study those speeches until I got them down packed in my head. And then afterwards, we had to learn the gestures and we had to learn the expressions. and how to present the speech. And also, one of the most important things I had to learn was the history behind the words, what he was saying, what Dr. King was saying when he was delivering the Dr. Martin Luther King speech.
My goodness. And so shout out to 31st Street Baptist Church, which is where you did that full recite of the full text of Dr. Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, which kind of really seems like kind of catapulted you and pushed you really into the speaking arena. And so after that, did you say, okay, well, I'm getting comfortable with this and I want to do more, and you started having more people ask you to come speak? Did you come up with your own topics to speak on?
Well, with 31st Street being my church, there were people that were at the church that spread it to their church, and then they started to ask me to do speeches. And then I was still doing Dr. King for a few months, and then after a few months, that's when I was starting to not only be doing Dr. King, I was starting to be asked to do other people like Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey, Booker T. Washington. And then I also was starting to be asked to write my own speeches, come up with the topics and the three main points.
My goodness. So this is amazing because there are some adults, full-grown adults, who would struggle greatly with the things that you have been able to do in your lifetime. Yes. So there, so some people, they would rather, do anything else in the world instead of get up and get in front of a group and talk. Do you get nervous?
Well, no, I don't get nervous. Once again, I'm comfortable with public speaking. Since the second and third grade, public speaking has never been a problem for me. No matter how big the crowd may seem or how small the crowd may seem, it never seems to be a problem for me, and I don't really get nervous.
Well,
but what's really important when it comes to not getting nervous is you gotta know your topic. You gotta know what you're talking about. If you don't know your topic and you don't know what you're trying to say to the people that you're speaking to, then that's when you're going to get nervous. That's when you're going to start to become very fidgety and nervous in front of that crowd. All
right, so listeners, if that's you, you have advice right here. Know your topic, get your topic down, and your nervousness will decrease because you will be confident with your topic. Yes. Wow. Yes, and so you had the opportunity, you love to volunteer, and you had the opportunity to volunteer at the phone bank for both of President Obama's campaigns in 2008 and 2012, and you're currently volunteering for Hillary Clinton's 2016 campaign. And so how did you start with the volunteerism? And the phone may be on mute. Let's see. Can you hear us, Elijah?
Oh, sorry. Yes, the phone was on mute.
Okay, no problem.
But yes, my mom has always wanted me to volunteer, and I find volunteering to be a fun and very interactive and it's a very exciting experience. It's something that we all can do, something even because sometimes, and a lot of the times, when we're in these elections, voting's not enough. We have to come out. We have to go out and volunteer. Go out and phone bank. Go out and knock on doors. Go out and spread the word about the good that this electoral candidate is doing. And so voting sometimes isn't even enough. So when I got involved in volunteering, I loved volunteering, and I continue to do it. And when you volunteer, you're making sure that that person gets in office, and you're making sure that the right person gets in office. It's very, very important.
It's important. We need all hands on deck. All hands on deck. We need everyone involved and everyone on board. So
yes,
I mentioned earlier. Yes, everyone in the community. And I mentioned earlier that you had the honor and you were featured, my goodness, in the recent Democratic National Convention this year, just not not too long ago, via Skype at a watch party in Richmond, Virginia. So what was that experience like?
That was very exciting. It made my heart jump that I was asked by the Clinton campaign because my mom was the one who actually received the call that they wanted me to speak via Skype to the DNC, and it was truly an honor, and I was so excited. And not a lot of kids, and not a lot of people even get that opportunity to be able to speak to the Democratic National Convention. And I never thought that after 3 years of speaking, I never knew I would even be speaking for this long. But even after only 3 years of speaking, I would make it to an event as big as speaking to the Democratic National Convention. And that is something that I was so excited for, and I'm so proud that I was able to participate in. And I thank God for that blessing and that his gift to me and his vessel helps me encourage and inspire the young and the young at heart. And I feel as if God is using me as the vessel, and I'm so thankful that I can be God's vessel.
Amen. And I agree with that, Elijah. I agree that you are definitely being used as God's vessel. And I watched the Democratic National Convention, and I saw you, and I was proud of you. You spoke so well, and you spoke so eloquently. Can you tell the listeners? Yeah, you're welcome. Tell the listeners a little bit about what you talked about.
Well, I just talked about why I feel that Hillary Clinton deserves to be in office, because she is a very strong leader, along with her vice presidential candidate pick here from the home state of Virginia, Tim Kaine.
Yes.
Yes. And I'm so glad that we have a strong presidential nominee, someone who has very important platforms that they want to take on, including reforming the police brutality, reforming our gun laws to take military weapons off the streets, making sure that every child in this country gets a quality education and can go to the college of their choice, making sure that everyone in this country has the opportunity to get job and workforce training, to make sure that the minimum wage is raised, and to make sure that everyone in this country can live in a safe America.
All right, yes. I feel like I'm back at the convention, #DNC. And so the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show does support the Democratic candidate. So there you have it. It's my show. I can say what I want. I can do what I want. And there you have it from Elijah Cole Brown. If someone's listening saying, wow, I need to get this young man to my youth event, my conference, my whatever, how do they go about getting you scheduled to come speak with them?
Well, what you can do is, first, you can go on my website, www.dreamersimagine.com, and you can call my mom. She's the one who manages the speeches. She's the one who makes sure that all the events are recorded down, and you can contact her at her phone number, which is 804-426-6308. And then her email is bcole50@verizon.net. And then all the information is on the website. Once again, the website is www.dreamersimagine.com. And all you have to do is call my mom. All you have to do is call my mom and just ask her what kind of event you're hosting, what the theme, what kind of theme you would want it to be, what 3 points you would like me to cover, and that kind of information, the location. That's all you have to do, and we can get it scheduled and see what we have in our calendar.
I love that. Oh my goodness, I'm so proud of you. I feel like I helped, and I don't even know you, but I was like, I feel like he's such a dynamic young man. You are really, really. I mean, some adults could really, and other young people could learn from what you just. The information you just gave, that was a good model, hint, for those that are speakers. And so, but, all of these opportunities and, you've been able to do and have a part in, would you say you're still, at the end of the day, still, a good neighborhood kid, a good school kid? Would you still say that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not the person. Yes, ma'am, I'm not the person at all to brag about being this big national speaker. No, I'm not that kind of person at all. I remain humble about what I do. Half my friends at school or anywhere don't even know that I'm this national motivational speaker. Half my friends don't even know. And the ones that do know, I ask them to please just treat me like I'm just another normal kid just like they are, not this big celebrity or anything, because that's not the way I look at myself, and that's not a way I want to look at myself. And again, it's a gift from God, so I cannot take all the credit. So I have to give all the glory and all the honor to God.
Amen. That's good. That's good. And so, do you have any favorite TV shows?
No, ma'am. I actually do not have any favorite TV shows. I don't really watch TV that often. I'm more of a reader, more of a person who likes to go out with my mom and travel, go out and eat dinner. We just spend time together. I like to spend time with my family. And I also like to go to different places. I love amusement parks, especially Busch Gardens. Love to ride roller coasters with my friends and my family and all that, and I'm so glad that, again, I had the opportunity to do all this. And, again, my dream, actually, is to be an engineer and build roller coasters. And I love just the mechanical and the look of the roller coasters. I love to build things and to see how they work and see how they work on the inside. That's the kind of person I am. I love engineering, and that is what I am pursuing. And to pursue that goal, to help me reach that goal, I am the president of the Nubian Village chapter of the National Society of Black Engineers. So I'm making sure that at a young age, I'm not just saying I want to be an engineer. I am making sure that when I grow older, I have already had the engineering experience, and it will help me succeed in my future goals. And in NSBE, National Society of Black Engineers, we do a lot of things: engineering, STEM-based science, technology, engineering, and math. We take pilot lessons. We do hang gliding lessons. We do workshops. We do building competitions. We build robots, and we meet every Sunday after September, and it's every 2 weeks. And it's such a fun experience to hang with my fellow engineers and be able to participate with my fellow engineers in these activities. And also, every year, at the end of March, we go on a big convention trip to a different city every year. I believe this year we went to Boston, Massachusetts. Last year we went to Anaheim, California, and I believe next year we're going to Kansas City, Missouri. And it's such a fun experience to go there because they have workshops. They have a big convention career fair where there's Fortune 500 companies, any company you can think of, Google, Amazon, any company you can think of, and you can interview them, ask them questions about what they do and what kind of jobs they have, and it lets you know where you're thinking about going before you even start. And again, doing all of this is just being able to do all this is a blessing from God. I'm glad that I'm able to do all of this. And not only that, but I got the opportunity to speak at these conventions, at last year's convention and year's convention, in front of 10,000 and 12,000. And I'm so glad that I was able to do this, to speak about this, and to encourage the youth and the adults there about engineering.
Well, listen, you have some shout-outs coming in on my Facebook page. Author LaTanya Boyd, she said, this little man is dropping some science. Then she typed again and said, what an inspiration for young people. Then she typed again and said, I can hear his drive and excitement. Well, Elijah Coles-Brown, you are well on your way to reaching and obtaining all of the goals that you have set out for yourself. And I'm glad that you are a young person. Oh, you're welcome. You're a young person that, and you have the ability to show other young people, hey, you can still be a kid, you can still be cool, but you can still pursue your dreams and make an impact, even at your age, no matter what your age is. So, wow,
yes,
oh
ma'am.
My goodness, that is amazing. So I'm not gonna hold you because I know you have. Are you getting ready for back to school? Are you ready to go back to school?
Yes, ma'am. I am ready to go back to school. I love learning new things every day. I love getting an education, being able to have the opportunity to get a proper education, because there are some kids that do not have that opportunity. And once again, I'm thankful to have this opportunity to be able to go to school every day and get the proper education that I need.
Amen. Well, we wish you.
Can I also?
Yes.
Can I also say that I want to also mention that I had the opportunity to be in the International Baccalaureate program at Moody Middle School, and I'm a rising seventh grader, and I'm so glad that I'm able to go to Moody and that I was accepted.
Yes, woo-hoo-hoo!
Yeah.
Moody Middle School. Rising seventh grader, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. That's exciting. That is exciting. And so everyone's getting ready to go back to school. Everyone will be back kind of on that schedule. Had the summer off, but so it sounds like you are a student that you just keep going. You keep your mind going. So all year long, so you don't have to too much to get back into gear, because you've been learning and moving all year long. One more time, tell our listeners your website address and your contact information if they would like to schedule you to come speak at their event.
Well, my website information is called www.dreamersimagine.com, and I also own my own company named Dreamers Imagine, which is about encouraging and inspiring the young and the young at heart about early education and encouraging them about these civil rights leaders and abolitionists that a lot of kids do not know any history of. And I want to encourage them and give speeches and perform speeches from them to give them an experience of what they believed in and what they can do, and that they, as children, even them, can do anything that they want as long as they work hard for it, and then they read, and that they dream, and that they imagine. Once again, my website is www.dreamersimagine.com, and the contact information can be found on the website, but it is also the phone number is 804-426-6308, and you can also reach my mom by email at bcoles, COLES, 50@verizon.net.
Oh, right. There you have it. And listen, Elijah, still getting some shout-outs from Facebook. Our first guest, Dr. Renee Sunday, is listening in. She said, blessings to you, Elijah. Get it, get it. Yes, thank you, Dr. Renee. And then another shout-out. Congratulations, Elijah. Kudos to your parents. It takes a village. So I got to shout out, any support system, and your mom, Brenda Coles, who I personally connected with to get you on the show. So shout out to her and all of your support system. I know there, I'm sure, are a lot of people around you, so we don't want to leave anyone out. We're shouting everyone out. And so I'm glad I had you on the show. And, one day when we are both somewhere on a red carpet, we'll say, hey, I had you on the show. Yeah, I remember being on your show. And it'll be just like that. It'll be just like that. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. All right, listeners. Woo, I'm telling you what, today's show, inspiring, motivating, it all was wrapped in together. We started the top of the show out talking to Dr. Renee Sunday, who has a new book out as of today. Today the book is out, Manifestations Now, getting those dreams, working them, and she has the foreword of that book, Evangelist Jacqueline Carr, who you all know her music has swept all over the airways. And then we rolled into our second segment here, Elijah Coles Brown, a national motivational speaker. And I'm telling you what, listen, if you are listening and you've been scared to speak, or you thought, I know I'm supposed to speak or whatever, he gave some tips. He gave some knowledge, and pull some strength from him. Pull some tips from him and strength from him of getting your content and knowing what you're talking about, and that'll help you there. Listen, I want to invite you, if you are a female entrepreneur, join me on Facebook in my closed Facebook group called #Coaching with Vet. That's my nickname, you guys. #Coaching with Vet. It is a closed group. Listen, we give content, share, advice. It's for female entrepreneurs. So, hey, girl, hey. I know I have some of our hey, girl, hey group listening into the show. And so if you're a female entrepreneur, or you want to be a female entrepreneur, you want to hang around some female entrepreneurs, I invite you to get into the group. Just go to Facebook, and all you have to do is look for Coaching with Vet, VETTE, and I will add you to the group. And as always, if you need web design services, just jump over. And all of this can actually be found on charvet.com. So if you're already on charvet.com, which is the website for the radio show, you can connect there. Find out about my web design services, social media coaching, all of that good stuff. You can find out all of that there. So next week, we have another phenomenal show lined up for you. We have artists, we have authors, we have speakers. Just connect with us at charvet.com, and that'll be a great way to keep up with everything that's going on. And until we meet again, we're gonna call it a wrap here on the Charvet Radio Show. We thank you guys for listening in. Thanks for those on the phone line. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Live from Richmond, Virginia, you have been listening to the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. Connect with her at charvette.com. And until next week, stay motivated, excited, and influenced. The Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. Signing off.
Want a faster and better way to enjoy your entertainment at home and on the go? Take the Xfinity X1 Challenge and see how your service stacks up at Xfinity.com/challenge. Or for a great offer, call 1-800-XFINITY or click today. Restrictions apply.